Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching, always encouraging your self-reliance. If you'll develop a marketable skill, chase that skill by going the extra mile, develop some good people and communication skills, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish in this country. A big thank you to over 550 people that have subscribed to this channel, Playing It Forward Coaching. If you haven't already, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. I am reconnecting here with a young lady that I was a class advisor for up in the wonderful town of Hancock, Becky Ostrander Brownell. Welcome, Becky, and tell us how you got started teaching there at MHS, Milton Hershey School, and great to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you for having me. So I was in college for dietetics back in the day. I graduated from Hancock in 1986. Shout out to my classmates and my great class advisor. And I actually was in Hancock in the grocery store when college had finished for the summer, and Dr. Bob Urzillo was in there talking to me and asked me if I could substitute teach for a couple weeks. And I said, I can't do that. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm not an education major. He's like, I think you'd be great. I need you. I really need you in third grade. So I took the opportunity and taught third grade for, I think it was 2 to 3 weeks that summer. And I loved it so much. I went back and changed my major. So that was a really neat story. I really had never considered going into education until I had done that.
Yeah. Well, and you've got what 20 some years under your belt at Milton Hershey, and again another example. And I said it with the eulogy for Dr. Urzillo last week. The number of people that he impacted teaching it and being a superintendent at 3 schools in New York and 3 more in Pennsylvania. He didn't finally retire until 2017. So,
Wow.
but always encouraging to people. And believe me, he was very fond of the class of '86 up there in Hancock, Becky, for sure.
It was a great group of kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Now tell us a little bit about your Milton Hershey experience.
Okay, so I taught in New York for 5 years after I graduated from college in Milford near Cooperstown, and then moved down to the Hershey area. And at the time, many people who were living down here said, you really should try to go to Milton Hershey School. They have an incredible mission. It's a wonderful place to work. So I applied here and luckily got hired right away. So this is my 28th year here coming up. 33 teaching altogether, which is kind of crazy to think about. But once I heard the story of the school and the mission, it's a residential school for children who are socially and economically very needy.
Mhm.
The kids live here all the time, and it's just an incredible place to work. I have loved it all these years.
Oh, that's wonderful for sure. And now, what grades? And I think you were a reading specialist, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I started here, I was a 5th grade teacher for 8 years, and then I moved into the reading specialist role, and I've been doing that ever since. So I'm part of the learning assistance team here. Now I have some kids who I do enrichment reading with, or I do reading for children who are below grade level.
I see. Very good. What as far as who are there some people that have been real important for you as far as significant there at Milton Hershey that you'd like to give some credit to?
I mean, I've worked the staff here, the entire staff that I work with is literally the most incredible people you can ever meet. Staff, former students that I've worked with here. My principal's just going by waving to me. She's still here at the end of the day. Yeah, everybody has been incredible. I'm so close to my students. I mean, kids I had back in 5th grade who are in their 30s will call me in the middle of the night because mom is sick or something is happening. And it's a special kind of relationship that we have with these kids that it's just really hard to explain.
Sure. I definitely understand. And obviously, how many students are there at Milton Hershey now, Becky? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, so when I started, we had about 1,000, and now we're over 2,000.
Wow.
And they actually have just started, they're building 3 early childhood centers. The
Mhm.
first one is here right near our campus that will be from birth to age 4. So they're hoping it's kind of like a Head Start idea
Yeah,
where it'll still be for very needy kids. It'll be of no cost to the parents, but they're hoping to get some of these kids a little bit younger so that we can have more of an impact on their child development.
sure, sure. No, that certainly makes some sense there. And so now, what are the age groups that you actually do the reading specialist with?
So I've done everything from first to fifth. The last 2 years I've been working mainly with third and fourth grade. Those are the tested grade levels. And so I really enjoy that. The kids are at a, a lot of them, especially the last couple of years, have not been in school because of the pandemic.
Right.
And, coming in and they just soak up everything so quickly. And so I really enjoy that.
Sure, sure. And what, as far as, going forward, what do you see yourself as far as your future here at Milton Hershey, even though you've been there a long, quite a while? Where do you see yourself, down the road here?
Well, I mean, I love my position. I'm also just recently started running the elementary student government, and I love that too. It's a great way to teach kids leadership and self-confidence and, continued work with that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, people always ask me like, are you ready to retire? And I'm not. Like, I just love it. It's the end of summer and I'm looking forward to coming back and being with all of my coworkers and the kids. So I'm lucky that it brings me this much joy and purpose.
Sure,
So
sure.
yeah, I definitely want to stay on like doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, and let me ask you this question, Becky. If there's some of your cohorts, it would certainly be great to, interview them if they would be open to it. I'd certainly love to do that. If you could, check with a few of them. And because I say the main thing I'm trying to do with this program, Playing It Forward Coaching, is the idea of encouraging teens, young adults, as far as, that work ethic, that marketable skill, that kind of thing. A lot of things that you guys are doing there at Milton Hershey for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah, and I know I already people are coming to mind that I could hook you up with that. So well spoken and such great things to say about the school, especially some of my colleagues who actually went to school here and are now teaching here and coaching here. And yeah, there's really some incredible people and it'd be great. I don't know if there would ever be a chance for you to talk to some of the kids and just hear their, how much the school has changed their life.
Sure, sure. Well, that could be, we could very possibly do that. Obviously, we got to get the okay from the school. And maybe if you were there with them as, just trying to keep them comfortable or whatever. And then, you could be, kind of encouraging them along the way, get there with a couple of the kids while you're doing this as well. That would be very cool.
Yeah. And I mean, the school is always looking for good people to hire, but as well as that, we're always looking for students like that may need to come to the school and that don't have other ways to hear about the school. So we're always looking to get the word out there too, to try to find students that would be a good fit for the school.
Sure, sure. Well, I'm pretty well connected with this York County area with a variety of the schools here, and it might be able to help out in those directions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Becky, this has been wonderful. Any last second advice you give to teens or young adults, and can you hang for a minute or two when we get finished here?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my advice would just be to work hard. I tell my kids that all the time that, nobody wants to hire somebody who doesn't want to work hard, who doesn't have a good heart, who's not dedicated to what they do. And I think most people can tell that right away. My kids say that all the time. They always say they know that I love them. They can tell that I love them and care about them. So project that onto people and let people know the real genuine you and that you're there for them and that you're willing to do what you need to do.
Yeah, very, very well said, and pretty much the Dr. Robert Urzillo method. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Becky, this has been wonderful. Please hang for a minute or two, and I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Thank you for talking with you. It was awesome.